Have you ever imagined that tiny worms, almost invisible to the naked eye, can infect humans, animals, and plants across the world? These hidden creatures are called parasitic nematodes, and despite their microscopic size, they have a giant impact on health, agriculture, and ecosystems. They may live beneath your feet in the soil, inside the roots of crops, in the intestines of animals, or even inside the human body. Nematodes are commonly known as roundworms. They have long, cylindrical, unsegmented bodies that taper at both ends. Unlike earthworms, they are not divided into visible segments. Many species are tiny and microscopic, while others can grow several centimeters long. Not all nematodes are harmful. Many free-living nematodes help decompose organic matter, recycle nutrients, and improve soil health. But parasitic nematodes survive by feeding on a host organism. The host may be a human, livestock, animal, pet, or plant. Have you ever wondered how tiny worms can survive inside the bodies of humans, animals, and even plants for months or years? How can such small creatures invade hosts, avoid defenses, reproduce rapidly, and continue spreading across the world? The answer lies in one remarkable fact. Parasitic nematodes are masters of adaptation. Nematodes, also known as roundworms, are among the most abundant animals on Earth. While many are free-living and harmless, thousands of species are parasitic. They infect humans, livestock, pets, wildlife, and crops. Despite their simple appearance, parasitic nematodes possess extraordinary structural, physiological, and behavioral adaptations that make them highly successful parasites. Let us explore how these tiny worms became some of nature's most efficient survivors. The first major adaptation is the body covering called the cuticle. The outer surface of a nematode is covered by a thick, flexible, protective cuticle. This layer acts like armor. It protects the parasite from digestive juices, host enzymes, mechanical damage, and immune attacks. Imagine living inside the intestine, where food is digested using strong chemicals. Without protection, the worm would be destroyed quickly. But the cuticle allows survival in this harsh environment. The cuticle is also shed during growth through molting, allowing larvae to pass through developmental stages. The second adaptation is body shape. Nematodes have long, slender, cylindrical bodies that taper at both ends. This shape helps them move efficiently through soil, tissues, intestines, blood vessels, or plant roots. A smooth body creates less resistance and allows easier movement inside narrow spaces. Their flexible body also helps them twist and push against surrounding material. The third adaptation is specialized muscles. Nematodes possess strong longitudinal muscles. These muscles produce whip-like movements that help them move actively inside the intestine. Movement is essential. Hosts constantly push contents forward through If worms cannot resist, they would be expelled. But nematodes use muscular movements to remain in place or move against intestinal flow. Now let us discuss feeding adaptations. Many parasitic nematodes have modified mouthparts for attachment and feeding. Some species possess teeth or cutting plates. Others have hooks or strong lips. Plant parasitic nematodes have a needle-like stylet used to pierce plant cells. Hookworms attach to the intestinal wall and feed on blood. Plant nematodes puncture root cells and suck nutrients. These mouse adaptations help parasites exploit their hosts efficiently. Another powerful adaptation is high reproductive capacity. Parasitic nematodes produce enormous numbers of eggs. A single female may release thousands, and some even hundreds of thousands, of eggs in one day. Why produce so many? Because many eggs and larvae die before reaching a new host. High reproduction increases the chance that at least some offspring survive and continue the life cycle. This strategy is one reason parasites remain widespread. Next comes resistant eggs. Many nematode eggs have thick, protective shells. These shells resist drying, temperature changes, chemicals, and environmental stress. Some eggs remain viable in soil for months or years. This means even if sanitation improves temporarily, contaminated environments may still remain infectious. This durability gives nematodes a huge survival advantage. Another fascinating adaptation is complex life cycles. Many parasitic nematodes do not simply hatch and grow in one place. Instead, they pass through several larval stages and sometimes migrate through different organs. For example, some intestinal worms hatch in the gut, travel through blood to lungs, then are swallowed back into the intestine. Others use insects like mosquitoes as vectors. Complex life cycles help transmission and allow parasites to exploit multiple environments. Now consider host entry adaptations. Nematodes can enter hosts in several ways: by swallowing eggs in contaminated food or water, by skin penetration from soil, by insect bites carrion larvae, by eating infected meat or intermediate hosts. This flexibility increases infection opportunities. Hookworm larvae actively penetrate skin, often through bare feet. This is why walking barefoot in contaminated areas increases risk. Another key adaptation is low oxygen survival. Many intestinal parasites live in places where oxygen is limited. Some nematodes can generate energy under low oxygen or anaerobic conditions. This allows them to survive in the intestine, where oxygen levels are much lower than in open air. Next is immune evasion. Hosts are not defenseless. Humans and animals have immune systems designed to destroy invaders. So how do nematodes survive? Many parasites secrete chemicals that reduce inflammation or confuse the immune system. Some cover themselves with host molecules to appear less foreign. Others hide in tissues where immune cells have limited access. Some infections last for years because of these immune evasion strategies. Another adaptation is sensory ability. Although tiny nematodes can sense chemicals, heat, moisture, vibrations, and carbon dioxide, larvae in soil may detect body heat or chemicals released by a host. This helps them move toward potential hosts. Plant parasitic nematodes detect root exudates in the soil and move toward roots. Now let us discuss sexual adaptations. Male and female nematodes are often separate individuals. This is called dioecious reproduction. Males are usually smaller and may have curved tails or copulatory spicules used during mating. These structures help ensure successful fertilization. In parasites, efficient reproduction is essential for life cycle continuation. Some nematodes also show tissue migration adaptations. Larvae can move through liver, lungs, muscles, lymph vessels, or skin depending on species. Migration may help growth, escape immunity, or reach final feeding sites. Though harmful to hosts, it is highly effective for the parasite. Host specificity is another adaptation. Many parasitic nematodes are specialized for particular hosts. Some infect only humans, others only dogs, cattle, sheep, or certain plants. This specialization improves their ability to survive in that host's body conditions. They become perfectly matched to host temperature, immune system, and behavior. Now let us examine plant parasitic nematodes. These parasites attack roots, stems, bulbs, and leaves. Root knot nematodes induce swelling called galls. Inside roots, they manipulate plant cells into nutrient-producing feeding sites. This shows that nematodes can alter host biology, not only consume it. Because of such adaptations, they damage agriculture worldwide. How do these adaptations affect humans? Parasitic nematodes cause anemia, malnutrition, poor growth, organ damage, pain, reduced productivity, and economic loss. In animals, they reduce milk production, meat yield, fertility, and health. In crops, they lower harvests and weaken plants, so understanding adaptations is important for control. If we know how parasites survive, we can design better strategies. Examples include destroying eggs through sanitation, preventing skin penetration by wearing shoes, controlling insect vectors, using anti-parasitic drugs, rotating crops, breeding resistant livestock and plants, improving hygiene and clean water systems. Scientists also study nematode genetics to identify weak points in their biology. Some future treatments may target specific enzymes or immune evasion molecules. Even though parasitic nematodes are harmful, their biology is scientifically impressive. They survive extreme environments. They detect hosts. They resist immunity. They reproduce massively. They adapt to nearly every ecosystem, from soil to intestine, from roots to blood vessels. They have conquered habitats across the planet. This is why nematodes are considered one of evolution's most successful groups. So next time you hear the word worm, remember this: some of the smallest creatures on Earth possess some of the most powerful survival strategies in nature. Parasitic nematodes may be tiny, but their adaptations make them extraordinary survivors.